PlayStation. So, what we have here is an original PlayStation. And yeah, it doesn't work. The DC jack, I'm pretty sure, is lifted up. So I got this at a garage sale, or what we call a car boot sale. And I'm going to take it apart, see if I can do anything with the DC jack with my Temu soldering iron. 3D printer juice on it. And if not, just stop rolling. We're going to do this game. Which random SBC will we put inside of this? So this here is my strongest. It's a 3B plus. And yeah, basically the exact same here as my 3B. Now this one's out of the context as the SD card slot's broken. So this one has an SD card, so it can be used. No. This one is probably the best. It's a 0W, no, not 0W, just the 1.3. It is the first ever Zero model to be released and doesn't have Wi-Fi, but I think it'll suit this well. There, video's done, you can leave. So, we're going to get to taking this apart, and if we are successful, we're going to pop this in. So we're just going to flip it on its back, get my lovely Temu screwdriver set. We do Phillips around here. I think it's Phillips. I hope. Oh, why is my electric screwdriver charged? Why is this so tight? Oh my god. And how is this so tight? There, that took like all my strength. But yeah, this magnetic mat is not magnetic at all. So we're just going to leave that there. Now, let's do the rest of the screws. Alright, this bit is awful. Sorry to interrupt your nice little montage, but it has like tuned my bit. These don't even have thread locker. Oh my god, these are tight screwed. It's like they're spring locked. Not spring trap, but okay, only 2 more to go. I'm sorry. I wanted this to be like a nice little montage, but alright, so you haven't even taken the thing apart and it's already gone wrong. The thing, like, I mean, it's good from a build quality standpoint, but from a repairability standpoint, this is... Oh my god. Why is this tiring? My hands are going red. Okay, finally. The rest of this better be easy. First, lift it. I'm sorry, this is like Stone Age stuff. It'll just pop out. Or what? Should probably be looking at an iFixit guide, but hey. Alright, so I read an iFixit guide and apparently I'm supposed to just pry up. I hope I'm not mistaken. Well, iFixit didn't say there was another screw. I voided the warranty. Oh no. There. That makes sense. There's our top piece. here is our lovely little optical drive. And for all you Bringus fans, including myself, optical media, good, I don't care. Oh, there, okay. Perfect. So now we are going to, here, let's go. What's inside the PS1? Ancient. Okay, let me have a look at this power cable thing. That solder does actually look a bit crusty. Look at this monstrous power switch. That's so nice. Alright, maybe it's the lake of flux on the board. You can't really see it on the camera, but do you see that? Alright, here we have a plan. I'm going to try heat this power port up, see if the solder flows. If not, we're cooked. Alright, heat gun. Toasty. Give it another round. That Captain tape is melting. Alright, let's hope I don't burn myself. Alright, it's not too hot. The board's a little hot, but the melted Captain tape is a little bit, but it's fine. Let me see this my multimeter of continuity on that. Oh, it does. I didn't know it did. Nothing. Oh, okay, well it does say on my multimeter that these are connected. So it is probably the lake of flux. So I'm going to keep this board aside, as I might even make a keychain out of the chips on it, because they look so cool. But now we're going to focus on the housing. So thanks to people on the internet, they've done all the hard work for me. So I can just get an online render of the Raspberry Pi in this case and model it around them. So the rough idea is to have a Raspberry Pi sitting here like that. Maybe even just make a plate for it like there. Then have USB ports in the front, and that's basically it. After having a bit of a look on it, I want it to be down here. I want the little chip to reach this fly. I want this chip to actually be able to reach the copper just so it can thermally conduct. And for our sad little disk drive, bye. I'll just sell it as replacement parts online. Nice. Big view. So, right, the idea is here. I want to retain the power button to a small out split of this cable to the back. And I also want this to be heated and cooled down in some way, so, you know, it just doesn't explode. And what I want in here is absolutely nothing, because I don't have time to put a disk drive in here. I also want front I/O, and the bottom memory card ports are going to be empty because I'm lazy. And the back will have micro USB, and will have probably a HDMI cable that you can just pull out. Alright, so as you can see here, I just imported a model of the bottom and top cases. Now my computer was lagging a bit because there's so many triangles in it, because it was a direct 3D scan of the actual piece. Now I don't know who modeled this, because I kind of just downloaded it off the first website I found. But this PS1 model, I'll put it on screen here. It's by this person, so thanks to them. And this Raspberry Pi Zero model that you'll see here is from Autodesk. So I don't know who did it. It was just a file on their website. But yeah, as you can see here, I was mainly focusing on just the front USB-C ports. I was going to put them where the controller ports lie and nothing in the memory card slots, just because I don't have time. And I'm only going to fill in one just because I don't have enough USB-C hub ports thing. So yeah, what I actually want to do in this is make sure it looks flush. Now what I mean by that is, instead of just stacking glue on top of the memory card port, just make a little bracket that sits inside, glue it in on the inside even. Now I won't really have time to make screw mounts, but I do want to make it look nice from the outside. I also would like it just to not modify the original shell as much as I possibly can, because as I said, I still want it to look like the original thing and not be different from it. And the way I actually did it so well was that I actually just measured the front panel ports with the square tool in Fusion, and same with the back panel, and just tried to match it as much as I could. Now here's my first revision of the front panel port. Now the main issue of this was that the inside of it was so small. And then here's my second, and as you can see, fits perfect and it looks nice. So yeah. Up here on the top side of the case, I do want to put in the original reset button and a green LED, just so it kind of keeps the originality of the OG. And thanks to ChatGPT, I'm kind of understanding how I'll wire it to GPIO. The closest thing I've ever done to this was Arduino GPIO, and it's pretty different. Same with Raspberry Pi, they're Python and C++. So yeah, now this is actually used, there's solder on it, but hopefully this will go well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my soldering iron to just cut out the hole in the back where the USB-C slot will sit. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, and yeah, hopefully it goes well. So here you go. Alright, so as you can see here, I just started soldering. Now, I kind of just threw myself into it. I didn't really know what to do, but I started with the LED first, and that went interestingly, to say the least, but yeah, as you can see here, I'm just soldering the jumper wires to it and then just cutting them and soldering them directly to the Pi GPIO pins. And the button also didn't go great, but the LED did go better. If I'm going to be honest, the joint that I'm using, the type of solder, is really thick. It's 1 millimeter in diameter, so it's really bad, and it's just from a shop in my town. And the other thing that I had to solder was a micro USB cable to that little USB splitter wire, because the Raspberry Pi only has micro USB out, and it would have just made it easier because I don't have an adapter on hand right now. So yeah, and I wanted to make it powered by USB-C because who uses micro USB now? So yeah, I just kind of split it, wired them together. It did take a couple of tries because of the dodgy solder, but yeah, I got it working. Alright, so in comparisons to yesterday's solder, this actually went well. It didn't take 2 hours. But yeah, it's still really badly put on, but I mean, it looks normal. Alright, so I have my micro USB cable soldered together to that USB-C jack. So now I'm going to finish everything up and let's get building. Alright, so as I did say, I was just going to cut this out to shape of the USB-C port here. Although it was really difficult to actually do that, so I made this. It's like a little brace that'll just sit in at the back and just hold it in. And obviously when the top shell comes on, it'll be complete. I have also imaged the OS. I just went with 32-bit Raspbian desktop or whatever it's called now, because I don't really want to be playing games on this. I want this as a 3D modeler, viewer, exporter, Cura device for my outside area, because this is my inside area where I do the modeling, but I do also want to view models outside sometimes. So I'm going to glue this into here and I'll report back when I'm finished. So as you can see, I'm just really loosely gluing them in, just so it looks good. And I also did actually just go over it with my soldering iron at the very end of this video, just to make it look perfect. I want that polished look, and for it to actually be rigid and the USB cable not to just knock it out of the slot. I wired it up, as you can see here, and it works. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to wire the LED into the GPIO code, and then yeah, hopefully the LED will come on. And here we are at our lovely desktop. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the little LED that I have in here working, and this also acts as a reset switch. It works perfectly. Now this little Pi is awfully slow, but I mean, it works. Alright, so after a bit of Python thanks to ChatGPT, we have LEDs. Now we also do have one here, but that's going to be covered. Now, just because this Pi is so underpowered, I do want to add fan, and then maybe in the future, because I love this so much, I might put a Pi 0W2 in there, or even a Orange Pi 0W3 or whatever they're called. But yeah, this is perfect. So this is it. An old, broken, obsolete PS1 turned into something that can actually be used. Now, even though the hardware put into it is very underpowered, you can edit it all you want, and I will make these files public underneath the description, probably on a Hackaday page, just because it's the easiest. And thanks for watching, and the recent support has genuinely been insane. Like 1,000 subscribers, I didn't think we'd get this far. But yeah, if you did like this video, drop a like, and watch the Neo Metal Sonic video on my channel. You'll like that if you like this. Goodbye.